Alright, hold on. Let's get this set up. So I'm back at it. And this time I did a better configuration based on my let me put some music on because I need some background. There we go. Just a little bit. A nice hum in the background there. Yeah, it's a little bit of energy. All right, so we went through a bit of a setup last weekend. And I'll be doing these streams on Linux, on programming. The overall goal is quite extensive. First, it's can I set up my Nvidia 3070? I don't know if I've posted it on shorts or videos. If I put 3050 and I have a 3070, it's my dyslexia confusing odd numbers. 57, not the meme. So excuse me if I mess up my numbers sometimes because being a mathematician, numbers start to blur in your head, but the idea still stands, right? So last time I set up Cache dual boot, and we have a dual boot already. Now, when I set it up before, the boot the boot didn't work like it did with Linux Mint because it actually integrated into the ability for me to actually go to the GRUB manager and just boot into Windows or Linux Mint. And it somehow added its own entry in the Windows bootloader, or maybe I added that entry, I'm not even sure. So we're gonna do some boot stuff, figuring out how GRUB works, how the UEFI, 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 UFI, EUFI, or UEFI. I forget which one it is. Dyslexia again coming hot and ready on a plate. But we're gonna figure out how booting works, how if you decide to actually do a dual boot system, how to get that set up. Um, Also, I figured out a pretty efficient way with xrandr thanks to the previous stream. Someone in chat helped me out and gave me a bit of a starting point with like all the xrandr configurations. But if you can look at it now, it's pretty straightforward. I gotta fit this into like a script, which I will. And basically, I'm only gonna really need this when I stream. What this did was it duplicated my output or my HDMI to this output. The output is the display port, which is connected to my video capture card, which is connected to my other computer's OBS so that you can see the progress and everything happening, even if my computer crashes. So that's exciting. So boot a little bit on the display, which actually configured pretty well this time. I'm also using Cinnamon. I love Mate. The 2-bar thing, I love it. It does give me back some flashbacks, but honestly, I have been using Linux Mint on my other system. And, well, Cinnamon is actually a really good display, GUI, user interface. What is Cinnamon? Basically, the windows that you see here, these little extra configurations. It means basically your window manager, right? Like, it's nothing too crazy here. This one's actually normal Windows related, right? So it's not unfamiliar. You'd be like, whoa, it looks like a Windows. Well, because technically it's set up to look like the configuration, like minimize, maximize, and close. But on the Mate, I did really like how the close was on the left because then I don't accidentally click the close when I try to maximize. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I did basically set up a Cinnamon and it's beautiful. I love it. Look at this menu. You can search. That's one thing I don't like about the Mate is I'm so used to searching throughout my computer for stuff, applications or whatever. And I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to go ahead and go with Cinnamon again. And also the applets. These are little adjustments you can add. Hey, what this? What are you doing here? Add this. Yeah, true. Normal. See, the mirror didn't work until I had to manually, because every time I press mirror, let me see, hold on. No, I don't want to change it. See, it did that. Why does it do that? Why does it crash on me? It's an Nvidia thing. I looked it up. It's something Nvidia related. Some sort of outdated configuration in the Nvidia system. So if you're having that issue, you want to duplicate a display. What up, BT Tech? How you doing? You want to duplicate a display. What you really want to do first is enter your Nvidia configuration. If you have an Nvidia, if you have AMD, you don't even got to think about this. Honestly, I've never had a smoother experience with an AMD graphics card as much as a bumpy ride with Nvidia one. So the first thing you want to test out, it could be pretty simple. You go into your video settings or your display configuration. You would normally see two displays, and you just make sure that they're set up on the same resolution. You want to go to advanced, check this on one of them, click on the other display. If they're not the same size, they're not the same resolution. So then you want to downscale. You want to bring it down a notch. So you're going to take it to the lower of the two displays and then try and see if you can mirror. I still couldn't mirror. I couldn't duplicate my displays. So what I had to do is do a little command right here, the xrandr. And what I'm going to do here is basically just save it into a script. So anytime I'm streaming, I'm just going to open up that script and get that moving. So I'm going to make a little folder here for scripts because that's what I do. New document, empty, mirror display.sh. So if you've never used a terminal before, this is how it basically works, right? You've got your little terminal entry point where you can run your commands as you wish. If you ever want to run a script that you've basically ran through and played with, a lot can be done with it, right? There's even, if you go to help, no, that's not it. What? Oh, that's cool. Fish. Not that. Normally, was it? Oh, there's a way to get all the commands. Hold on. That's not terminal. That's fish. Let me go to the real terminal. Wait a minute. Back to fish. Okay. Well, normally when I press help, it gives me a setup. Oh, wait. Hold on. You can go to ls bin. Here you'll see things like should be able to see a lot of stuff. If else, there's some logical processes you can use. Oh, ls bin, then pipe that through grub if. Oh. So a couple of skill sets to do. No, I guess they don't list the actual commands for logic here. But there are actual logical structures you can use in the actual sh file, the shell file. So you start with bin. Whoa. No way, I'm in Vim. Duh. Bin slash sh. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta do insert. Bin, okay. Oh, I'm going a little quick, and I don't know why it's opening up in this. Open with Vim micro. Okay. Another terminal? Man, CachyOS be loading me up with some terminals. Okay, so these are all terminal-based entry points. That's crazy. For a text file? I'm okay with that, honestly. For a regular user, probably not. You want to download like a notepad or something. But how do you use Vim? Because this looks like a regular terminal. Well, essentially, Vim is a application on the terminal. The first thing you basically do, let me see, is you don't have entry, input. All it does is show you the file. It's empty right now. If you want to start inserting, you press I first, and then you go ahead and insert. Yes, you have to give commands. Like, honestly, this is bringing me back heavy. Now I'm going to paste. Oh, not that. Wait, can I paste in here? I should be able to paste in here, right? Insert. Visual. I'm going to do the Minecraft villager. Right now. Hold on. Grab this, paste it here. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like you. I can't paste normally. Oh, I don't want. There's got to be a way to paste. Hold on. There's got to be a command or something. Let me go back. Control V. Visual block. I'm not even that proficient in Vim, to be honest. I'm not actually knowing what I'm doing here. Visual something. Something's visual. Something's visualizing over here. I'm not even sure. What's up? Welcome to the computer party. So I'm just gonna friggin' type this out. So we're gonna use xrandr. Now the big thing is xrandr is your display modifier on the terminal space. If you're using Linux, most likely you're using xorg, which is the preferable choice in my perspective. And xrandr is going to modify any sort of configurations manually. So what I wanted to do is duplicate one display to the video card. So I can show the duplication of what I'm doing. So it's not extended and we're not in two different screens. So the way I did that in xrandr is I identified the output as DP. This is where I want my display to go to. And then I just say same as HDMI 0. And that's the script. That's it. Nothing crazy. I just want to save this so I can just click it and run it and just get that set up. I could probably type it as well, but hey. But good Vim editing process here, because we're gonna have to use Vim to go edit the boot process and include my I think I gotta include the Windows or do some sort of update, some probing so it knows that there is a Windows. Normally it should automatically configure, but that Gronk? Nice. Nice. Welcome in, Gronk. So for now, I'm just gonna escape. If I want to save it, I do colon, what was it, X? And that should save it. Now I can open it and observe my modifications. I'm actually a little bit baffled that that Vim is the default note editor in here. Do I even have Office? Hold on. Do I have Libre? Wait. Office? No. What do I have? Hold on. Yeah, this is a clean install, so let's see what we even have in here. I also... Wait, I don't even have gparted, do I? See, that's one of the things I always get, because I like to modify my partitions from my Linux set. So let's take a sudo blah 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 backman s gparted. I'm a fan of gparted. This is indeed Linux based. It's all right. Depends on where you're coming from, where everyone's coming from. It's not a Debian. Not a Debian. It's actually the first time I've been playing with Arch Linux. Which one was it, you guys? I've always been a Debian user, to be honest. I've been using Ubuntu since like 1204, which is 2012, month 4, LTS. And of course, I've been using Windows because most of my work requires a lot of applications that haven't been actually usable until recently. So I've actually seen Arc get to a point where now it's very usable, even for, you know, you got to be a little bit technical. Yeah, Cachy, right. So, got to be a little technical. There are some caveats, but they did make it pretty well. Like, I can actually go in here and do gaming packages. Hold on. What? They got, like, some integrations with interfaces. Hey, what's this? Hold on. I have downloads for Pi. Ooh, beautiful. Yes, that's what I kind of want. All right, so what's the end goal here? I haven't considered what my end goal is. One is to play my games on my Windows partition that I'm about to show you. So I have, and actually this is a very good thing to know. This is actually awesome that I found out. I have set up my Windows on its own partition. I have, I think, a 1 terabyte SSD. Where am I? Right here. No. Where my stuff? Where my stuff? There we go. So I have a 1 terabyte SSD that I've partitioned accordingly. First, I've got a 300 gig space for my Windows and applications and blah, blah, blah. User. You can't really configure that much. Then I decided I wanted to have a space as a secondary partition where I have just AI stuff, games, and all kinds of extra stuff in there. And finally, I have, well, actually, this one's probably my games. I think this is my games. My AI partition is on my second NVMe, right? This one. I think this is my, yeah, this is my second NVMe full of AI stuff. This one's actually my gaming partition. So Linux is right over here. We're in the extension home slash, right? There was a time you're a cool guy. I mean, I don't know. What's cool other than like, like, hold on. Then actually, Arch Linux is the better of the choices that you have for a Linux system. You know? Actually, I'm gonna keep this on because I stare at the screen all day, so that might be good for my eyes. Um, I'm running CachyOS. I think I've seen that before. Pika. Pikachu. Um, what's new? What's new? How cool? I don't know. I guess if you make your own kernel using AI, that'd be pretty cool nowadays. So I have all my games on this partition, which I've already tested it twice through Linux Mint when I did a previous video, and then the last weekend I did the CachyOS installation, which was kind of sloppy. I was playing around, goofing, talking, wasn't focused, and I didn't give myself enough space. So I reinstalled it just now to give myself a little bit more space because I still want to really focus on Linux to apply OpenClaw. That was essentially the goal. Because I have an OpenClaw on Windows, but because Windows isn't as integrated with the terminal, and OpenClaw has its own automated processes that it can use the terminal to its full extent, Windows doesn't let that happen. So the goal here is, can I play my games on Cachy? Yes. And then can Cachy run OpenClaw and let it do its thing when I wanted to do some stuff? Yes. And also, can I basically replace Windows? Because I have all my games in this partition right there. If I can play them from my Cachy, I don't have to log into Windows anymore. Unless for specific things like... It's a Windows 10, so it's not horrible. I guess maybe for DaVinci for editing. No, but they have a DaVinci for Linux too, so I don't think that's different. I couldn't tell you what I would need Windows for anymore anyway. Maybe for all the setup I have, but over time I'm gonna like reset up everything in here. That's why I'm giving myself some space to slowly move into it. Yeah, Windows is getting to the gutter real hard. I'm from the US, currently in Europe. I am a dual and I'm back and forth. But that is all you shall know about moi. So let's see. I have my setup there and there. My games are in the night. Was it in the nitro? I think it was the nitro. My Windows is in here. And then my AI is in here. So now, but then I wonder, yeah, I can probably use the images in here because they're still TensorFlow images. They're not any different. So I can still hold my AIs in this partition and then run OpenClaw through it. So I might even need less space. Moving to Malta. Cool. From where? Oh, hold on. You guys are talking and I haven't even put you on screen yet. Hold on, guys. We actually have some active members going on. Where you guys at? There we go. What's up, boys? And girls. I'm not sure. But Gronk in the house. Akshay in the house. Who else was on here? Jennifer Looper's over here. Where is it? Where is she? She dancing it up? Hold on. Hold on. Dancing that up over here. And BT Tech joining in. Hope the music's chill in the background. I'm not trying to be like super heavy on that. Let me give this a little bit of a rounded edge. I don't like it's too edgy. I'm not an edgelord, boys. Let's see. How's the music? Is it good? Is it chill? Is it still energetic? While I get this little border set up. Where's my rounded? I like my rounded edges. Ooh. Oh, too rounded. That's way too rounded. Oh, hold on. Huh. Very rounded. I need to make a custom mask for this. This ain't gonna work as nice as I thought it would. Hmm. I'll figure that eventually. Let me turn that off. There we go. Chat away. Australia, firing up the beverages on a Saturday night. Bachelor study, cybersecurity. Very cool. Very cool. United Emirates. Very cool. Cybersecurity, big place to be in the current day. Know how to use AI to your advantage in this space because it's gonna help you with not only learning fast but keeping up with. Because everyone essentially is using AI now to not efficiently, but when you have how do I describe this? AI is good, not great, good, but its speed makes it great. So when you have the ability to pass thousands of millions of tokens and test all kinds of things, you would be wasting a lot of it, but you'll also be testing a lot of things, giving you a higher probability chance of finding something. So potentially, nice. Yeah, I know I can't manually write anything. I mean, that is the burden. That is the burden of working with the AI. I like to use AI on a basis of starting up something and then modifying it, reading through it, worked it through. Write my resignation. Shit, writing stuff. Hey, works out. Works out. Resignation from what? What did you resign from? Okay. Do I want an office thing? Okay, I don't know. Hold on. So I want to let me check out my Steam again. So I'm gonna do. Is it the gaming packages? No. System update. Already did that. Orphans. That's horrible to say. Remove my orphans, please. Cachy package. Yeah, so install gparted. That's cool. Package installer. Applets. You can actually make. I've made a test applet, and it's like a JavaScript HTML applet, which is what I really like about these little widgets, applets they have on Cinnamon. So Cinnamon's little interactive system's pretty cool. No, on the basis of I can use a widely used language to modify, do requests online, grab stuff. Am I using this? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's just install these. So that's already happening. Python, matplotlib, yes. Give me, oh, Steam. Give me all of that. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need all that. TensorFlow? Is TensorFlow in here? No, maybe not yet. Hmm, yes, give me all the libs. Give me the libs, please. Look, let's get paid to use my brain, but not do much at work. Yeah, you know what, man? Using your brain is a big flex. It's a huge flex. And so many people cannot, especially the CEOs now that think that they can replace people with AI. Here's the case. Saying I use art got me the job. High fives. Nice job. That's it. You just have to be that guy. Just gotta be that guy. So CEOs don't understand the concept, but they understand statistics, which is normally the case. You would hope a CEO, CFO, people that manage a company understand statistics, but they don't understand the accuracy error rate of an AI. I'd say, based on my usage, it's about a 70-80%. Pretty decent. But we don't do statistical error handling, 95% confidence interval, 5% error. We don't do that for no reason, right? So if you're a surgeon, doing surgery, even 95% accuracy is lower than you'd hope. You'd like for a 97, 98. 90% is okay in a business environment. Maybe. If you make 90%, you lose 10%, you can recoup, right? But 70% to depend on finances, 70% accuracy, successful accuracy, finances, customer service, um, management, code. If you're depending on an AI system that has 70% accuracy, 80% at best, that's not a very good confidence interval. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna feel the pain when all of the errors pile up. So it hasn't piled up yet. Our little bubble hasn't popped yet. But I have a feeling we're not too far from that. I didn't really I didn't really expect to come in talking about all this stuff, going ham on this stream. But I'm feeling the energy. Wait, hold on. When is my next student? Let me see. I think I have a student at 11. Plenty of time. Yep, 6 hours. Hi, Cat. Hi, Cat. All right, so I installed the packages necessary for a quick update. What do I want to do next? Steam. The theme on here? Yes. Protronics, a simple wrapper that does wine tricks. Nice. It can also help me test out some compatibility on my other partitions. So, case scenario. I've got that partition on my secondary, which is my nitro partition. I do have to figure the auto mounting process, at the least. There's so many things in here. Oh, can I run my... There's no way I can run it. Wine configuration. Let's see. Maybe I can run that. If I can run that, that'd be sick. Howdy. Welcome in, welcome in. So I'm gonna try and run some games again on my Windows partition, which is a NTFS on Cachy through the Steam. Once that sucker starts up. Where did my phone go? I just had my phone. There it is. Yeah, I probably need to go to the fstab file and modify that because security, you know, if I'm gonna play a game, I'm gonna put my password in just to access the partition, you know? Like convenience versus security. I'm kind of like half and half on whether I want to do that or not. It's almost like I'm too lazy to, but I also see the benefit in keeping them manually mountable. All right, log that in. Oh, so yeah, I got, what's my Steam games at? Library, no, Calibre. You know Frack? Anyone know Frack in here? Yeah. Haven't really read through all of them yet, but I've really wanted to go through those. Steam library. Yeah, so I'm essentially setting it up for a couple of factors. I wanted to go through the boot setup too, because I had an install with a dual Windows and it's not detecting my Windows, so I gotta go into the boot, modify some mounting points so I can basically have GRUB, which is the boot manager I'm using, GRUB access both Windows and Linux. Otherwise, I'm pressing F12 every time I boot up, selecting the one I want to go to, and I'm annoyed at that. Normally, like Linux Mint had it installed pretty well. It got detected between them. But for some reason, Arch did not quite set it up, or Cachy did not quite set it up as I wanted. So we're going to go through a little bit of boot modification manually in the GRUB folder. I'm also testing out some of the games, see how it works so far. I went through a little bit of detail on what my setup is on my partitions. Windows over here, all my games on a secondary partition. Oh, files and partitions here. I've had Windows get infected so many times. Eventually, I just said, forget it. You're gonna have your own partition in your corner of the room, and if you get destroyed or infected, I'm just gonna erase you and reinstall you. At this point, it's the better way to do it. Separate your partitions. Have your main space, your little Windows partition, OS with like documents, Microsoft, maybe a couple of things. And then just use a secondary partition to hold all the other applications. Most of the time, you can essentially have a secondary program files folder on the other partition, which is this one here for me, especially for the games. Because I'll be damned if I have to re-download 500 gigabytes of games over and over every time I freaking Windows decides to let something stupid in. Very cool. So there's all my games. Come on. Hold until we gather more, blah, blah, blah. What do you mean? They think it's suspicious that I'm logging in from a Windows? Yeah, man. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Gotta log in manually, I suppose. Enjoy the circuitry. By the way, most of the stuff that I have in the background is made from JavaScript. Man. Hmm. Oh, come on. I really didn't like that I signed in from us Linux, huh? Come on. Let's not play this game. Wow, it is. Is it? Oh, it does work. Ah, my portable apps. Look, my portable apps are actually working. Do you know what portable apps are? You should if you don't. So portable apps is literally kind of like literally portable apps. Like it's a little space, you make a folder somewhere, which is on my secondary partition, and you install stuff on there. I have Blender on there. It's like a little mini Windows manager for it. Love that. Love portable apps. If you wanted to take a look at it, it's for Windows specifically. But you go to portableapps.com, you download this little, basically what you just saw down here. It's working under Wine. I mean, am I surprised? I don't think so. And when my main system gets infected, I just open up or reinstall it and I have all my portable apps still chilling over here. Wonder what I can try. Rain meter, power toys. What should I try first? Can I do FileZilla? Did not close properly. Oh, you can detect that too, huh? Can I use my FileZilla from here? Some Cube items. Okay. I can access my servers. Yes. Ah, perfect. My God, my setup is fine. I don't have to go to Windows anymore. Perfect. It's perfect. Perfect. I can access my servers. I don't have to worry about BS. What do you... Oh, I have a VPN on. That's why. Oops, forgot to turn that off. That's why I couldn't sign into Steam. Here, let's do it again. I'm sorry, Steam. I didn't mean to confuse you. Sorry. Sorry, Steam. I didn't mean to confuse you with my VPN. Whoopsie daisy. So, portable apps is super good. I mean, look at the stuff you can download, right? And what you do, you can put them on a USB, plug them into any computer. Great tool. Great tool to basically carry a bunch of applications and tools. For instance, I have GPU-Z in here. Let me see if I can use that. Can you? Can I? Can it see my GPU through? No, I didn't think so. Wait, it does see the 3070. Okay. Sensors? No, I won't see the sensors. No, it will? No. Okay, now it's bust. This one's accessing kernel level stuff, so that's not going to work. But any sort of on top system, it actually works fine. All right, let's try that again without a VPN, so my poor little Steam doesn't get confused. Sorry, Steam. I didn't mean to confuse you on my location. All right. So there's Steam running fine. Now I'm gonna add that partition, settings, storage, add a new drive. I'm gonna do the Nitro, and then it's gonna populate my games and also install Proton. Okay, good. We're on a roll. Now on the other end, while that's happening, let me let me get into my boot. So we're going to boot/grub. How did I get that set up last time? Was it grub config? I don't think so. Yeah, okay, well. Directory prefix custom. No, it wasn't this one. This file provides an easy way to add some custom. Yeah, it was actually. Begin F directory custom CF. Oh, config directory. Custom CFG. Okay. Find custom CFG in this directory. Okay. Let's do a grep. grep CFG. Legacy, GRUB, syslinux, legacy. Oh, those are backups. Maybe I gotta go to the x86 system. Oh, I forgot how to navigate the boot space. Alright. Okay, adding Windows to a garage door. Cool. To house to basement. 11 to domain. To GRUB! Look at that. It's gotta be pretty popular now that it's in the top search, huh? Nice. 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 Ah, dude. Do I even want to add it to GRUB? Do I even want to go to Windows? We'll see. We'll see. Default GRUB, init select config, that's the one. Sourcing file, I think that was it. Sudo f disk list. I can do it manually, I think. Menu entry in the grub d. Oh, etc. Duh. It was an etc. Grub d. Was it? Hold on. Open Gmod custom. 40 custom. Provides an easy way to add custom menu and simple type the menu entries. Okay. Oh, that's the one. So vim grub. I don't have to. Yeah. No. Vim 40 custom. No, not that. Ooh, okay, I forget how Vim works sometimes. Hold on. So I enter, go back. All right, so menu entry, Windows 10, search, FSUUID, no floppy, floppy. I gotta figure out where the root was. Which was a fdisk. What did they say? Fdisk L. Oh yeah, true. So fdisk SDA sector. Do I need to add the sector? No, chain loader. Right, that's the EFI Microsoft bootloader root. No floppy set root 3C26. What? Hold on a second. Is it the 4E54 disk identifier? Set root. Start and addition one does not start on physical sector boundary. Disk 2. Get the UUD partition pseudo. Oh wait, hold on. Right, I have to identify the location, so I go to wait, STA. This should be the other one that I signed gparted. Sudo block ID dev STA2. Okay, there's the details. Block ID, UUID. Yeah, block ID, you got it. Okay, hold on. But I'm not sure if this is the one that's... I did just... Hold on. gparted had a better idea, right? It knew the NVMe bits. For some reason, SDA is popping up, but NVMe, this is the first partition. So let's see. Block ID. Dev NVMe 1 and 1. Maybe it's... Oh, maybe it's being mounted. Wait, hold on. 3? No, it's being mounted as an SDA. That's weird. Or under the SDA dev space. Why would it do that? Well, if it's an NVMe partition, why would it mount it as a SDA? That's an interesting one. I can also get it here, right? Yeah. UUID is right there. And this is the location. So I guess the root would be dev SDA, but I don't know which SDA it is. It should be 0? Hold on. Let me identify where I am. Wait, hold on. What? Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on. I wasn't even using sudo. To NVMe 1 and 1. There we go. Okay. So it is identifying it. Never mind. I just did not use sudo. That's the boot, though. That's the beginning point here, which is the EFI system. I could redirect it to go to the existing Windows bootloader, which is normally what I did before when I had two Windows installations. One was for main, and then the other one was for like a secondary security, which is also a thing I tried. If my main went crazy, I would go to my secondary and scan the crap out of my main. But eventually I was like, why do I need that? So I deleted it, the second Windows. And I put or expanded my Linux to about 120 gigs. So I can basically use that process too. And since portable apps is working great, I can probably still do some clamshell, clam scans. Clamwin. Probably install some antiviruses on here too to scan Windows. Since Wine is doing great. Damn. You switch to Katie or is it still Mate? I switched to Cinnamon. I was pretty okay with the Mate. Although I missed the searching part, right? Like the little ability to search all my files instead of going through every single application. Do I still have Mate? What is that? Meld. Compare and merge your files. So I switched to Mate, to Cinnamon. Also, not only because of that, the little search thing, I remembered that I had a little project to play around with the applets. So adding little desklets and applets and yada yadas. I wanted to basically do a little programming on these little docklets. Like, what do I like? You think of like KDE docklets, right? They're way less resource. That's the thing I like about these. KDE docklets are heavy on the resource. Let me put that somewhere. Doesn't even matter. But these guys are like HTML JavaScript, so basically super lightweight. What that? That's random. Is this just an icon? Okay. Well, okay. I'll keep you there, I guess. Valheim server runs Debian with Cinnamon. Ooh, Valheim. 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 I'm English. American English, sorry. The pronunciations are going to be a little bit off. It's like my arc and arch. I'm going to have to deal with a little bit of that. Hold on. So UUID there. So UUID. So that's all I need to do then. Throw in the UUID for that. I'll check and see if that works. Let's see. 4C8 4F. Hold on. Why did I put that semicolon in there? I'm blind. That's why. I'm blind as a bat, apparently. Just kidding. Okay. So set root is that partition. Well, I could have just done chain loader with this. I just created a variable for nothing. But then again, this is searching for the particular UUID. Do I have to then put the whole thing, or is it just going to look for that string? Maybe better not to put the whole thing so it has wiggle room, right? So 4C84 F396 F396 84F3 84F3 80AE. Alright, so that's good enough. Then I'll use that root as a variable in the next line as chain loader. Root, there it is. There's the variable we just created, the set root. Yeah. No. Here. Close the parentheses, then EFI, Microsoft, boot, Boot Magifawa. Magifawa. Mugafawa. And then close. All right. I'm using your eyes. Tell me if I'm at an error. I'll be down to play Valheim again. It's been a long time since I played. That sounds like fun. But honestly, gaming-wise, it's been hard to keep up, to maintain a gaming life. Sometimes I get to play on the weekend. Lately, I've been trying to lean off. Okay, hold on. Is this done? So test some stuff here. Yes, yes. Okay, pro common distribution size on this. Good. Okay. I'll be able to play that. Kletka will be able to play. Last Call, Bloodbots. Bunch of programming games I've been wanting to play too. So maybe I'll play the TIS, which is like a puzzle-based assembly-like move registers puzzle. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I might actually do one of these days. But I've been really into the hightail. The hightail, it's so chill. Just to have a moment of peace in the middle of just chaos. Just destroy things with your sword. Alright, so I'll test that in a bit. Let me save this before I forget. Read only. Oh, right, okay. Exclamation. Can't open file for writing. Is it because I didn't do sudo? Is it because I didn't do sudo? It's because I didn't do sudo in it. It's because I didn't do sudo in it. I don't understand why. Hold on. Why can't I paste inside of Vim? This is becoming a bit more of a hassle. Copied. I need a regular editor. Oh wait, why don't I just get Visual Studio Code? Right? I use that on a daily basis anyway. Ooh, visual effects. Yes, please. No thanks, actually. Just kidding. It's not bad. The visual effects are pretty smooth. I've always liked the Linux visual effects because they don't destroy the rest of your system. Alright, so let me get my package installer. Grab our Visual Studio Code. Yes, the open source version of code. Yes. Gotta get all my extensions reinstalled. Yes, please. Oh, forget you, Vim. I'm so tired. This make a couple of edits is becoming biggest hassle. Hold on. Code editing redefined. What? What are you? Oh. This is actually called what now? What now? EBS walkthrough setup. Okay, I want my Python. Where's Pylance? Hold on. I'll get Python. Just Pylance. No? No. Yeah, wait, hold on. PyDance. Python language server? No, it's fine. What was it? Workspaces? Where was the workspaces? Is that what it was? No. Yeah, project dashboard. Love that little guy. And I'll kind of adjust more extensions when I get there. Alright, so problem is I'm gonna need to get out of this. QA quit. I didn't, did I? I friggin' didn't do sudo. Alright, let's just do code to the etc grub. No. 40 custom. I hope it's just code in the code. Oh, yay. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, but okay, can I just run pseudocode and then just do it that way? Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to do that anyway. I guess there's no input art attribute. Sudo can't run code? Okay, well then what if I it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna do it no, not my Windows partition. I'm gonna do it anyway. Gonna do it live. etc grubbed and then 40 custom. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. No, no, I didn't copy the whole. It didn't copy. It didn't copy. But then again, whatever. I don't care. Let me do this. And then the UUID from GRUB. Departed. Now I can actually be sure about my typing and not have to double check or double think whether I typed it incorrectly or not. Let's see if it saves. Oh, sudo. Yes, please. Oh, it does do it. Yes. So it has a built-in. That's cool. Code has a built-in sudo access. So if you have to overwrite a system file, it'll be like, hey, do you want to do it? Put your code in. Type your password in. We got you, bro. Like that. Like that. Like that. Very much so. All right. So now it's going to be cat. Cat. Nope. Okay. 40. Custom. Bleh. Cat 40. There we go. Wait a minute. You did not put the enter symbol at the end there. There's no enter. I thought you were better than this. Okay, well, at least I can just go in. Code, I'm disappointed. Why would you put a symbol, a non-visible character, in a regular text file? What the heck is that? Anyway, that's a bit disappointing. Wait, it's not there anymore. The cat saw it, though. I'm just gonna delete here. Just to make sure it's not there. No! What am I doing? Okay, I removed the stupid little invisible thing. Okay. Fine. So now I've got my menu entered. I can leave that to the side. Close this crap. Close this crap. Test out something on the Steam. And then test out to see if my modification to my chain loader worked. And what should I try? No. Wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean install? I have it installed, but oh, maybe it's on my local, on my Windows local. If I move it over to my external, it'll be fine. I'll probably move it and I can play Arc Raiders on here. Fine, I won't play Arc Raiders. Maybe I'll continue. No, I don't want to continue Clear right now. It's one of those games that really wants me to take that time. Go with the storyline. I'm not in the storyline focus. I haven't been on that single player RPG adventure kick for a long time. Oh, if I want to play a game, it's always going to be with like friends trying to like spend time with people in some way or another, being constantly working. So yeah, man. Being an adult. I want something that would be graphic intensive. Maybe. Ooh. We Harvest Shadows. Let's do that one. I haven't played a scary game in a while. Let's go. Let's see if it works. So again, this is amazing. Hold on. It just started like that? That was quick. Holy moly. That would have taken like 30 seconds in Windows. Ooh. All right, hold on. Hold on. That was I'm in shock how quick that started. I'm actually in shock how quick that started. How's the sound doing though? Do we now have an entry point sound? It's gonna do a little farming in a horror space. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, hold on. I have to output audio now. Ooh. Hold on, no. Let me see my audio. Sound settings to, that's why it's not working. Gotta take it to the HDMI. There we go. Now?
I didn't have anyone anymore.
There we
I
go.
got into my mom's old truck to drive back to New York like I always do. But something happened that I can't explain.
Watch the back seat.
Turned on the blinker.
Watch the
Drove
back
right
seat.
past it.
Keep an eye on that
Crazy,
back
but I
seat.
physically could not turn the wheel. So I
Oh,
drove for 4 hours
creepy.
straight.
Hi, ma'am.
I was in a
Whoa.
rush to nowhere.
Whoa, I got that
So I
chills.
drove, empty-headed and exhausted. That's when I saw it. It felt like the only right thing to happen to me in years. All I wanted was to walk down that path, lock the gate, and leave everyone behind.
That's crazy.
It would cost me everything I had, but I needed solitude. So I bought the farm. I did lock the gate, and I did throw away the key as hard as I could. I started laughing out of sheer joy. When was the last time that I laughed? I couldn't believe I was actually doing it. I was finally ready to forget it all and be forgotten.
The guy that made this game, man.
You made me a promise, Garrett, in our backyard garden when you were little. Do you remember?
It's probably not what you expected, but I'm going to keep that promise, Mom.
The guy that made this, man. He needs to keep going. He needs to keep going on this game.
All right, Garrett.
Solo developer.
Today's the day. You're gonna leave the house. Hold your applause, everyone. But where did I put that to-do list? If I can find it in all this garbage.
Check my to-do list every day. Don't forget to use tools. There should be some laying around the house. I can buy more in the mail order catalog. It's bed on time. These woods give me the creeps. Drop things in the trailer to sell them. Tree logs are worth a few cents, but tomatoes and chickens are much more valuable. Ultimate goal is buying the rifle, but I'll work on my to-do list first for the few to save up some cash. It's the rest of my life now, forever alone, in the best way possible. However, I did send one letter after buying this place. He's the only one who has my address. I wonder when he'll get here. So this is a scary game. I'm probably not gonna really go ham on this. I really just wanted to test like the Unreal Engine on Proton. So it looks
I need to
really
find my to-do list first.
good. Your to-do list? Sure.
Well, TV would have been nice, with a whole being alone forever thing. Whew.
To-do list, essential. Required to progress the story, optional, etc. Very cool. Oh, so
Now,
clean stuff up.
time for the
Great.
greatest dopamine release possible. Cleaning your
Cleaning.
room and scratching it off your to-do list.
Yeah, dopamine, baby. Getting the junk out.
Ugh, this is heavier than it looks.
Trailer, catalog shop.
Huh. I don't remember this being here.
Keep an eye on the mysterious painting in the hallway. It will change in subtle and sometimes not subtle ways to signify your mental state and alert you to danger. Ew. What do I if I do? Hold on, what do I do with this? We're running. It did a great job with the actual interactions of the game. I love this, dude. Oh, go, 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 go.
Man, it's pretty here.
20 cents for
Not a soul
garbage.
for miles. I should have done this years ago.
Dude,
Okay, that wasn't bad. Maybe I can get these tomatoes watered and then I'll be done.
this is great. If this is the experience so far, is this on high graphics and everything? Borderless, very high graphic quality, beautiful. Max frame rate. I guess it works on unlimited fine. I normally keep it at 60. Why higher, right? Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, good test. I like it so far. So this game works perfectly fine. Can I save? It's like, what's a save point? Is it progress will be lost? Oh, do I save? I gotta finish like the first day of stuff? Okay, hold on. Tab. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe it saves on sleep. Buy a watering can. Water strict tomato plants. Okay. Water can. Buy now. Tomatoes? Tomatoes. Ah, the life. The life. Out in the yonder. Without the soul nearby. Nice. Tomatoes. Very cool. You
It
can go
wasn't
to
a lot,
bed early.
but it was something. I better get to bed. One day down,
Bro, it
eternity
just
to go.
started daylight. What do you mean? Okay, I'm just gonna do it just so I can sleep. And maybe it'll save. Pick up what? A map of the
Looks
area.
like it's missing some pages.
Cool, cool. Access your map by holding Q, but you need to visit the lookout tower before it's useful. If you have found all items in certain locations, check mark will be added. Okay. A lookout tower, huh? So this... Oh, well, hello, random door opening already. That's not creepy. This will tell us if something's gonna get us. So far, nothing's happening in the little hallway. We'll have to check on it more and figure out what might be after us. Until morning. That's not how you sleep. Turn the other way, dude. What the heck? Alright, saving. Good. Alright, so I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna end it here. Looks great. It runs perfect. Absolutely flawlessly. If not better than Windows, to be honest. Ah, so satisfied. Okay. Well, what is this time, sir? No. Go to New York. No. Uh, that adjustment due to my VPN. Where is the New York cities? There we go. There we go. Now, that works good. The rest should work fine. The Linux button should also tell me what's compatible and what's not, but nothing's leaving. That's good. Everything's working beautifully. Okay. Now my main then is OpenClaw and Olamo. Now let me see where my MV2. I have my was it here or was it a Nitro still? Where did I put my AI at? No. Can't remember where my AI is at. No. Gotta go through these. Hmm. Well, I guess the next case is just to test if my chain loading worked out. So let's try out the restart, see if my grub is now going to have my Windows boot. And then I can call it a success. And then maybe go to OpenClaw tomorrow. Oh, look at that. I went straight to this, huh? Okay, but that's fine because I didn't check my. I've defaulted to Windows because that's what I was using often enough. My God, the F-scene file stuff is absolutely ridiculous, yo. Absolutely redonkulous. You made a supercomputer out of your PC. Sorry, I just read that. CachyOS. Let's see if we have Windows on here. No, it's not set up. Hmm. Okay, hold on. Not done yet. Let's configure this. It didn't. Oh, wait, no, I have to do the CRUB reconfigure thing. Forgot to do that part. True though. True though. Ah, great start screen. Nice. Oh, gotta do my little script for the mirror. There we go. Very functional little script indeed. And remember, if you're trying to use sh script, make sure you do go to permissions and allow executing file. So you can actually run that sucker. Now, I forgot to do the main thing about, I think it still should be saved. Uh, cat etc grub d40 custom. Yeah, it's still there. Payloader. Sudo update grub. That's what I forgot to do. Sudo update grub. I love the word grub. Update grub. Hmm. Okay, so then I gotta do what? Pacman? Sudo pacman s update grub. Oh, capital S? Not found, huh? Maybe something different here. Well, if I want to check the configuration, go to grub. What's my cat boot grub cfg? The sudo. Ah, true. This sucker was here before. Oh, I just want to manually edit this. Then change to true and false. Oh, there is an OS probe. Best to just run once and copy Windows boot stanza into 40. Unix, Ubuntu, boot choices. I should do a copy. Just in case I mess something up. That's the one. The Windows Boot Manager should be where I want to go to. Actually. Mod fat part GPT, no floppy SS root that AFA boot. That's actually what I set up, right? That's the thing I have in that. And the etc custom. Yeah, boot manager, Microsoft EFI, capital lowercase, doesn't matter. But then my actual, hold on, that might have to change. My actual boot should be on the very first EFI partition here. That's where I have to go. Gotta find a UID for that. Ah, that makes more sense now. Okay. Where's my code? Code OSS. That's cool. Add to panel, add to favorites. I love this. Run with dedicated GPU? What? I can run freaking. Nah. Ooh, can I install Godot on here? I probably can. Alright, that's what I'm looking for. What else do I need? Set root, no floppy, FSUUID. Part GPT. Hold on. Insmod. Okay, yeah, FSUUID. Insmod part GPT. Insmod. Let's just call this boot manager, but hold on. Why can't I find update grub? Grub update boot changes. Grub then run sudo. Oh, grub make config. Oh, configuration include. Okay. It's a different command line command, but should do the same thing. Okay. Maybe I should put those extras in there. Manager. Do a little inspect mod part GPT. Inspect mod fat type system. No floppy. FSUUID. That root. There. Chain loader. There. All right, so that should be good. All right, so now grub make config. There it is. Yep, of course I do. That should now modify a new entry point for my bootloader, which I should be able to see in this, right? Sudo cat grub cfg. Should see a modification. Ah, there it is. All right. There it is. EFI platform. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit crazy up in that grub file. Sheesh. All right. Now let's try out a restart. The CachyOS should now have nothing. Do not have it in here yet. Why is it not in here though? Well, CachyOS. What do you know here? Advanced options? No, not even in advanced. All right, that's a thing to work on later. It looks like it's working great otherwise, though. I still have to use the boot manager manual to get through back and forth. So that's it for today. I just wanted to play around with this a bit, get on stream for a bit, chit chat with peeps, and thanks for joining. Like and subscribe for more technicals, programming. Once I get OpenClaw set up, then it's gonna get fun. So give that time, not even that much time, depending on time. I think I want to play some games though and have fun.